How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And I appreciate everybody that takes time to watch my videos. I'm posting this video on Super Bowl Sunday. And I just want to ask you guys, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Let me know in the comment section. If you want to include what you think the score is as well. I don't have a particular favorite team. I just want to see a really good Super Bowl game where the referees don't make any decisions that cause one team or another to win or lose. I personally would like to see Philadelphia win. And the only reason for that is because Kansas City has won 2 in a row. And they're both very, very good teams. But with that said, I think the experience that Kansas City has, that they're going to win by at least a touchdown. All right, let's get on with today's video. Ever since Donald Trump became president almost 3 weeks ago, we've all been waiting to hear who he's going to pick as the director of the ATF, but also any movements on the Second Amendment. And finally on Friday, we got what we wanted. President Trump has ordered Attorney General Pam Bondi to investigate the Biden administration to find out whether they infringed on our Second Amendment rights. And he did that by signing an executive order and hopefully undo the damage the Biden administration has done to our Second Amendment rights. I'm going to post up on the screen the executive order so you can follow along with me. By authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered. Section 1, Purpose. The Second Amendment is an indispensable safeguard of security and liberty. It has preserved the right of the American people to protect ourselves, our families, and other freedoms since the founding of our great nation, because it is fundamental to maintaining all other rights held by Americans. The right to keep and bear arms must not be infringed. Section 2, Plan of Action. A. Within 30 days of the date of this order, the Attorney General shall examine all orders, regulations, guidance plans, international agreements, and other actions of executive departments and agencies to assess any ongoing infringements of the Second Amendment rights of our citizens, and present a proposed plan of action to the President through the Domestic Policy Advisor to protect the Second Amendment rights of all Americans. In developing such proposed plan of action, the Attorney General shall review at a minimum all presidential and agency actions from January 2021 through January 2025 that purport to promote safety but may have infringed on the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens. Rules promulgated by the Department of Justice, including the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives from January 2021 through January 2025, pertaining to firearms and/or federal firearms licensees. Agency plans, orders, and actions regarding the so-called Enhanced Regulatory Enforcement Policy pertaining to firearms and/or federal firearms licensees. Reports and related documents issued by the White House of gun violence prevention, the positions taken by the United States in any and all ongoing and potential litigation that affects or could affect the ability of Americans to exercise their Second Amendment rights. Agencies' classifications of firearms and ammunition, and the processing of applications to make, manufacture, transport, or export firearms. Section 3, Implementation upon submission of the proposed plan of action described in Section 2 of this order. The Attorney General shall work with the Domestic Policy Advisor to finalize the plan of action and establish a process for implementation. Section 4, General Provisions. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect the authority granted by law to an executive department, agency, or head thereof, or the functions of the Director of the Office of Management and Budget relating to budgetary, administrative, or legislative proposals. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law and subject to the ability of appropriations. The order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person. So we've been waiting almost 3 weeks for something like this. And it's a heck of a good start to order Pam Bondi to go over all the ATF rules that were put in place during the Biden administration. But also he's ordered her to go over all the current rules and regulations that have already been in place. And just remember, Pam Bondi was the Attorney General of Florida when they came up with banning young adults that are 18, 19, and 20 years old from buying firearms. She defended this. And that's what a lot of people are concerned, including myself. And of course, recently a judge ruled that that was unconstitutional. And she said numerous times that she would follow the law. And of course, that's what we want her to do. We can't have a wishy-washy Attorney General. And hopefully at the end of her investigation, and she turns that over to President Trump, that we'll see a lot of these unconstitutional so-called rules be tossed out in the trash where they belong. So also in the comments section, besides let me know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, let me also know what you think Attorney General Pam Bondi will do. And as always, I appreciate everybody that supports the channel, starting from the people that have been with me for a long time, as well as the new subscribers to the channel. I appreciate all of your support. And because of all of your support, in January I had one of the best months in a very, very long time. And that's because every time you guys watch my videos, you guys always like, share, and subscribe, and hit those post notifications. And I'm very grateful that you do so. And I invite all of you to come back and watch my next video.